you still have time to make changes you want to see or be the change you need to be and see. Welcome to Less Than an Everyday. It is your host, LAT, and I am here hoping to inspire you, encourage you, have you thinking with a different perspective, see life from a different perspective through different lenses, and hopefully encourage you to encourage other people. Today, I want to talk to you about life being what you make it, right? There are many changes we would love to see, and sometimes the change really does start within us. We have to be the change we want to see. We have to start making the changes, starting with changing our mentality. Some circumstances and situations we go through and we are in currently, we don't see any change. We don't see any light to the matter changing. Well, that's when you have to change your mentality. You have to start understanding that if something is out of your control and you cannot change it, then what do? You have to change your mentality. You have to see it from a different perspective, from a different view. You have to change your game plan. Figure out another way to make things happen for the better, right? When you're trying to get things done. That's not saying you got to have all these plans, but what I'm saying is that you have to make what you have in your hand and what you've been given, you have to make it work. There are many of us that have been through and started from the bottom, right? And still at the bottom and climbing though. But we're not just staying there. We're moving step by step, higher and higher. Because we chose to change our mentality. We chose to look at the situation different. Instead of having the situation and circumstances to control us, we started to control it. How? Because we started taking control. We changed our mentality and said, okay, this is what I have to work with. This is what I'm going to do with what I got. And I'm going to make it work, right? Secondly, remember, you only have 24 hours. That was quoted on a motivational audio that I was listening to, and it's so true. So we have time. You have all those hours in a day to start making it work and start to be the change you want to see, right? You have to realize that you have to get what you can done in the time that you have. Every day you wake up, you should be working towards something that you have planned, you have goal, you dream. You have to have that mentality. You have to wake up earlier. And yes, sometimes you don't like getting up. I don't like getting up early sometimes, but I do it. And lately I've been getting up really early. I mean, earlier than normal, right? And I go ahead and start the day. I don't lay it back down. I say, you know what? Let me get it while I can. Let me start my workout. Let me start my meditation. Let me go ahead and start the day. I truly believe that the saying that says early birds get the worms, right? Sometimes you got to start early. Another thing, complaining is not going to help us. It's not going to get us. It's not going to change the situation. It's not being upset. It's not going to change the situation. Being angry, yelling about it. You can have the emotions, right? But work through it. Okay? Don't stay there and get stuck in your emotions about what you have and what's going on or what you don't have and what's troubling you. No. Start working with what you have and make it happen, okay? Because little becomes much. So stay hanging on, holding on, and Keep believing and trusting. But in the meantime, you got to keep working, okay? Even in our waiting season, I truly believe that you're still working. You're still doing what you were last instructed by God to do, okay? Whatever you felt in your heart to do in that season of waiting, continue to do it. Don't just wait and do nothing. Continue to work on what you were working on, the last thing you know to do, the last task, right? Keep going. Doesn't mean that you got to go and, believe that you're going to have everything figured out. No, but you have to keep going, okay? Work with what you have. Make it happen. Here's another thing. Be grateful. Be grateful while you are making things work, okay? Gratitude changes your attitude. I spoke about that once before in the podcast. Gratitude changes your attitude. So be grateful. Be grateful every time. Even when you get, the minimum, be grateful. Even when you don't have it all, be grateful. Even when you do get it all, be grateful. Okay, so either way, it's about gratitude too. Helps to change your attitude. We gotta look through different lenses. We gotta open our eyes, and we have to say, this is temporary. Okay, that's changing your perspective again, changing that mentality. You may not be where you want to be, but guess what? You're not gonna always be there. But you got to work. You got to put in the work. You got to sit up here and keep going. You got to keep doing what you got to do, okay? Even when you're at a job you don't like, guess what? You still got a job. Be grateful and make it work until you get to where you're going. And in the meantime, still work on what you want to do and where you want to go. You can still do that. Even when it doesn't seem like it, you got to make the time. You got to put in the work. You have to adjust time to giving, even if you have to give goal planning or writing down your goals, your dreams. If you got to give it 15 minutes a day, do it. Start working on it. Each day gives you an opportunity to do something great and to be better than you were yesterday and to be ahead of, a step ahead from yesterday. You should be growing. You should be making changes. You should be taking necessary steps to get to where you need to go and where you need to be. At the end of the day, I truly believe all of us were given life to fulfill purpose and destiny. So each of us also have other lives accounted for, right? That we're responsible for, as far as influencing, encouraging, being that example. Let's do it. Let's be it. Let's walk that walk and be the person that can back up our talk in the most influential, best, encouraging, inspiring way by being the best version we can be. And not only that, but giving our all and doing what we can with what we have with gratitude. So this is my encouragement to you today. This is my life talk and about, making life what you can with what you got, making it work. Okay. So enjoy your life, even if you aren't where you want to be. Enjoy it. Embrace every moment, because you'll be able to look back and say, you know what? I remember I was there, and look at me now. And I'm so grateful I crossed that path and I was there because it taught me something. Find the lessons in your season that you're supposed to learn, and learn it and be grateful and thankful for it, and grow with it and grow from it. All right. Well, again, this is your host, LAT, and I hope I said some things to encourage you, empower you, and to inspire you to keep going and don't stop. You still have purpose to fulfill and destiny to reach. All right, you go and have a blessed day and continue to be encouraged and encourage someone else. God bless.